Oh, okay. Let's draw. Yeah, I'm just drawing a little bit over some doodle I made. So I'm gonna try to clean it up a little bit. Still kind of rough though, like not super clean. I'm a little bit tired, so yeah. Welcome everyone. I'm sorry that if I'm talking a little bit too quiet at times. My headset also seems to be turning on and off. So yeah, sometimes I might just be suddenly gone. Maybe I should get a new one. Yeah, today if you wanna ask any questions, go ahead. I'm basically just drawing. Wanna talk about anything, we can do that as well. And yeah, I hope you have a nice day, basically. That's pretty much it. Hope you guys turn on yourself some nice music in the background, something you enjoy. Uh, Hello Caesarian pizza. If I'm using vector layers, yes, I'm using them when I'm cleaning up my animation. Right now, basically, I'm doing that, and yeah, they're pretty cool because they allow you to use like more tools of the vector layer. Like for example, the vector eraser, which I think is very handy, or like the vector line connection tool, which helps you to connect the vector lines by brushing over it and stuff like that. So yeah, I do use them for rough drawings. I mostly use the normal raster layers, so, like the very average one. Hope that answers the question. What is my favorite action film? Um, so many good ones actually, and I keep on watching all the new stuff that's getting released, basically on Netflix, Disney Plus, or whatever it is. Um, the best action thing. What's the best action? I, there's no particular movie, but I think there's a handful that really entertain me. If I would like to give more information to drop, maybe I should drop some names. So basically, I like the movies from Jackie Chan a lot. Something like with very thought out choreography and a lot of time invested into getting those right. Or like martial arts movies in general. Doesn't matter if it's like Jackie Chan or Donnie Yen or Jet Li. Like so many good ones. I also liked the movies like Undisputed or something like that. They had like these super buff guys that were fighting in prison and made like flips and kicks and spins and super crazy martial arts moves to beat each other up. Very crazy. Undisputed was also very nice. Um, then I think for anime movies or something, I think Redline is a good action movie. even though like it's supposed to be a race. Well, definitely has a lot of action in it. Mm, what action movies you like? There's so many actually. I also like the one with Keanu Reeves, like all the old ones, or maybe Fight Club or Wanted. Those were very good movies too. Wanted was very cool. Had a lot of cool angles and nice camera tricks, and yeah, bullets that would fly around the corner because they give it a lot of spin. Super crazy stuff. If you would say like Lord of the Rings is also some kind of action movie. It's more like action adventure, I'd say. um, and I would probably also like name these kind of movies because yeah, Lord of the Rings is pretty cool. I actually enjoyed the series that came out recently. I watched it on Amazon Prime. I'm not sure, but I think it's finished now. No, I don't animate with a mouse. I'm animating on a Cintiq 22 HD. It's it's pretty expensive, but I also used like for like cheaper versions before until I could afford like a more expensive one. I started out with a Wacom Bamboo. It's like $50 or something. Then I had an Intuos Pro. I was like $250. And then I had like this Cintiq. I really wanted to take art very seriously, so I was willing to pay a lot of money for it. So it would hurt, you know, if you pay a lot of money and then not use it. Right? So also was kind of motivation. And yeah, the Cintiq also serves as my second monitor, so it's also pretty cool. I also play video games and stuff on it, or like on the screen, pretty much. Yeah, everything is kind of tedious at the beginning, like answering to Luffy right now. Um, it's like you gotta get the hang of the software itself, getting used to the hotkeys, you know, moving freely in the software, and then like at the preferred speed. Then there's so many things you probably learn also in the process of like creating all the time. I'm inspired by animation. Thank you very much. Let's go. Wake up, babe. Chris is streaming. Thank you very much. I hope your babe can sleep though. Like, don't wake up. Have you seen Teleporter's 365-day animations? Yes, I have, and I think Teleporter deserves all the props for like keeping this up for a whole fucking year, man. Whatever happened to this guy, he deserves it. Like in a good, like all the good stuff, of course. Like he doesn't deserve the bad stuff. He's a good person, I think. I truly believe that at least, and I I really like that he's really trying his best to keep people entertained, and I think he also has a good kind of humor. A lot of horny tease though, but that's his thing, dude. Well, that's fine. Um, yeah, but as I said, like massive props to him for doing that, and also I'm very happy for him that it all worked out so nicely. The Face Melter. What's my favorite anime? Oh, that's a good question. There's so many movies that I like. I think if I want to go for something exotic, would probably be something like a Tree of Palm, because many people don't really know it and never talk about it. It's kind of a weird little magical fantasy story. But yeah, Toshiyuki Inoue and many other great animators worked on it. And yeah, if you can find it online somewhere, I really suggest to watch it. The name is A Tree of Palm. I can write it down for you guys real quick here. A Tree of Palm. It's the movie name. It's pretty old, but yeah, Cesar Lake. I really like that one. It kind of sticked with me, maybe because I watched it with friends, and kind of gives me, when I think back to it, there's a lot of good memories like happening to that time when I watched it. Mm, yeah. Otherwise, I really like the Ghibli movies, like everything they create. I watched them all like multiple times. I really like, yeah, of course, I like Shonen and all that stuff. I like One Piece. I mean, I watched Naruto, and Naruto still got probably some of the best hand-to-hand fights. Like it completely in terms of choreography, carried on by great people like Nori Matsumoto or how the Hiroyuki Yamashita, Shingo Yamashita, etc. Like all the great people, right? I think they had a massively cool team to carry on these episodes, and they definitely delivered. Otherwise, I'm also a big fan of movies like Cowboy Bebop. I think Cowboy Bebop is kind of iconic, right? It's pretty good. Um, I like Chainsaw Man actually. I think I really enjoy what they do, how the manga is drawn, also, and it overall. I think it's a great show, and Fujimoto has drawn something special there. Mm, yeah, I know you asked me just for one favorite anime, but I'm sorry. I don't really want to decide, man. Because as I say, I like so many that I like, and that I might just get back to and watch it at some point, depending on how I feel, on what I experience in life, or maybe for some other thing I just want to get out of it. Right? Because every movie or like every show or series has its own special thing to it, and it doesn't matter what it is, man. Like if you enjoy watching loli shows, they still might have like some important things to tell you, or like maybe you find something important in it. Doesn't mean everyone needs to see what you see basically, but you can enjoy what you like, right? So I I don't I don't really judge or want to judge about other people's tastes. Of course, there are things where I say, okay, that's a little bit weird. This is not my thing. I'm never gonna like. I'm never gonna like try to insult someone for it. I think at least not anymore. Back then, I might have been different or acted different. Yeah, I'm also just a human, so probably did a lot of mistakes. This happens. I just hope people can forgive me if I ever like did something bad to them or they to me. For me, it really helped to I had a better experience to just move on. I still appreciate the experience. Like it doesn't matter if it's like good or bad. I mean, I just experienced it. That's about it. And then, yeah, I do believe a little bit in karma, so I think everything happens a little bit for a reason. I think I kind of drifted away from the topic right here. I'm sorry. Did I work on Chainsaw Man's opening? Yes, that's correct. I have contributed to the opening. I'm very happy and also very proud of it. And I don't mind to, say that. I'm very happy because I finally got to work with Shingo Yamashita, who's like probably one of my most favorite directors, or like the one I definitely wanted to work with. And I'm glad I got the opportunity to do so. Also, I'm also happy to have worked with all the other people that worked on the opening, of course, because I think everyone did like such a fantastic job. It turned out very great, in my opinion. It's kind of a little bit surreal, like how I think about it when you get enough trust to work on something like that. Maybe I've done something right. Hey. But yeah, good experience for sure. Like, I hope every one of you guys, or like not everyone, but I hope the people that watch Chainsaw Man from you guys enjoy it and yeah, have a good time watching it. Or maybe not a good time, but maybe an interesting time because Chainsaw Man is pretty chaotic, right? Good more interesting time might be a little bit better way to to call it. Things becoming more and more weirdly these days. I think that I've been actually enjoying a lot of shows again, like a lot of um. But dude, I've been watching some weird stuff for sure. Like when you think about like things like The Watcher or like how's this Jeffrey Dahmer, this one psycho thing, and they make like a series and documentaries about that stuff. It's kind of so weird to look at, but you think it's because it's so weird. I don't know, it really catches your interest. Maybe it's a little bit different stimulation when you watch it or something. I don't know. I've been watching so much stuff. Basically, it's crazy. Also caught up to a lot of other old movies and stuff from uh, yeah, other famous actors that I've never seen before, like Tom Cruise or yeah, uh, I like for example, I also watched like all these alien movies and shit, and Prometheus and Alien Covenant, and I watched some of the Predator movies with Arnold Schwarzenegger, like for example the old one. The old one was actually a long while back, but at some point I was like, hey man, I'm just gonna fucking go through all the Predator vs Alien movies and Predator movies. I'm just gonna I'm gonna go with the deal that basically Disney Plus gave because they also brought out a movie do that kind of stuff with the release of the movies on their platform. I think my pen pressure died. Oh no, it's back. Oh man, I've been so rough on these, man. Crap. I'm gonna fix it up a little bit so I can bucket fill it more easily later on. And it's a little bit more readable, right? Yeah, it's good. I'm gonna try to go through and read up. I'm trying to catch up with some of your, your posts. Can you make a monkey from Metal Gear Solid? I don't even know what they look like right now. Would have to use a reference, but I want to animate my own thing, so I apologize. I don't think I will do that. Do you have any tips on keeping your attention when animating for long periods? After like 5 hours, my brain feels fried. Um, so yeah, what helps, for example, could be when you're like in a Discord server and you have some friends that also draw, and you jump on a call with them and live stream with them. It helps to somehow, and then you also like talk about stuff, or maybe you just put on a movie next to it or something, and you just spend time with them. While you live stream, it feels like time passes by a little bit faster and get a little bit easier into the zone because you your stimulations are basically have a handful to do, like listening to the person, maybe listening to music. Then there's might be a chat in your Discord server or something, right? And you're paying attention to all these things that might help you to either get super distracted or maybe kind of gets you into a comfortable idea about that you want to be productive because other people are also watching you while you stream. I mean, when you like are in a work environment, you probably can work better if you have other people around you that work as well, right? So you kind of just create yourself a work environment that might help. Um, Also, sometimes you just gotta stand up once in a while, drink some water. But like having the focus on just drawing is sometimes really hard. As you can see, like haven't even moved my pen in the past minute or something because I'm too focused on explaining things. But yeah, the best thing is always to take it easy, not get too caught up in it or like too, let's say, too frustrated about it. You can draw best if you see drawing as some kind of relaxing thing, I guess. Think of it as like maybe, I don't know, maybe it's like it's some kind of meditation, you could say. 'Cause all you do is just let your mind go free and you draw the things. And when brain gets fried, you drink, you eat, you do all the other things, and then you just return back to the work, basically. Think, yeah, it's probably my advice. There are many animators that are an inspiration to me. So I think the main inspiration that got me like started or like maybe wanted me to look more into him and really learn his stuff is probably Yutaka Nakamura. But there's many animators that inspire me because I like motion in general, but I also like effects and like the feeling of conveying power or like not power but maybe speed, excitement, all these kind of things. And there are many animators that have like different ideas on how to execute this kind of feeling in their work. Um, and some do it even just through like very normal stuff through even character acting, where I'm like, whoa, this character acting is so good, makes me feel like I can relate to that motion, or it just makes a lot of sense to me. So I'm like very thankful for that attention to detail that animator put in. For names, if you're like looking for specific names, it's probably people like Okiura, yeah, Hiroyuki Yamashita, Shingo Yamashita, Norio Matsumoto, um, then um, Shingo, I think Shingo Fuji is, for example, also a pretty good animator, even though he animates on a lot of lowly stuff, which might be not the taste of many, but he is like super skilled. And then I like animators like Kenichi Fujisawa. Um, Moang is a super great animator and also director to me. He's like his drawings are so good. For example, he was involved in the Jujutsu Kaisen openings and in Chainsaw Man opening as a director, as an art director, I think. And yeah, I've worked with him before on Pokemon, and he's very good. I think he Vorkik, for example, is an inspiration to me. I think I've been mentioning his name a little bit more lately, and also in personal conversations. Just really crazy to me to see how he's been growing, man. Absolutely insane. Like all my animators friends are like my inspirations, I think. But of course, yeah, there's also many pros that I really like, and many strong veterans that there's so much to learn from. It's incredible to think about how many things they pay attention to while they are thinking about creating their scene, or like uh, you know the you know I don't know, when it comes to thinking about choreography, or maybe some kind of shot composition and stuff like that, how the characters would act, how to make it. I don't know. It's just some people are like pretty hard for me to explain, or to even understand. But maybe I come across a realization at some point, and it makes a little bit more sense to me. The ending of Watcher was so bad because you don't really know who the Watcher is. The Watcher was it was funny, man, because you were like, ah, man, they're gonna like now shift the attention to this and this person, and you can be sure, yeah, that's probably not him. But then it keeps on going, and then you're like, ah, I see what you did there. You just did that with everyone. So yeah, who is it now? You still don't know. But yeah, it's like built on a case that seemed to have um seemed to have existed or something. If I got it correctly, or if I understood correctly. I don't really judge the shows anymore if they're good or bad at this point. I think I've just watched so much that I'm like, okay, so that happens. That's how they ended it. Okay, I'm gonna watch the next thing. I just try to. I don't really think about why they decided to do it, how they did it. I'm just trying to let the series do its thing on me, and then basically just watching it like some robot, and then I will probably find myself thinking about what have I been doing like the past day. Realize that you actually just watched through the full season of that one particular show. Man, I've watched also so many things that I'm probably not even proud of. Like I even looked into shows from Disney Plus where I don't know, which are obviously aimed at like high school girls or something. I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. Then I watch even like multiple episodes. I'm like, okay, let's see how this unfolds. Even though sometimes it's just very annoying to watch because goddamn, some characters are not well written, or some actors are kind of, yeah, I don't know. It's like where I'm like, okay, maybe I'm just gonna drop it at some point. I just come to the realization, maybe I actually didn't even want to watch that. You know, trying to keep myself entertained until I find something new. I think that's a problem society has in general. Like I think many of us struggle with, staying concentrated with one thing at a time. At least with all these things around us, like constantly have your mobile phone on you. So there's like always that potential thing that you turn off your brain and just sit at your phone and browse it until you find something that's funny or interesting in a way. Well, anyways, I kind of forgot what I just talked about. So I guess we just find a new topic, I guess. Now going through the comments again. James Charles. Yes, I'm German. Hello. Ich bin Deutscher. Yo. Does Clip Studio Paint X have a limit to how many seconds of animation in one file? It does only in the Pro version, but if you have the X version, you can draw as many frames and as many seconds as you want, as long your computer can handle it. It's very suggested to split up your idea or like the sequence into multiple files. So your computer doesn't have to work so much, and you're also more aware about that one certain cut that you're animating on right now, and you could put on more focus and more thought to it. Because sometimes when you have like so many cuts to draw, or like you plan your animation out, that's like uh I don't know 45 seconds, for example, long, right? It can be very overwhelming when there's so much stuff happening on the timeline, and you always look at that mountain all the time. So what animation just likes to do is split up everything into like sections, and these sections create one sequence that has like I know how many amounts of seconds, and every sequence or like has multiple cuts in it that kind of basically just change the camera angle, or maybe like the topic, something like that. I don't know. Yeah, fuck. The explanation was probably pretty shit, but whatever. I'm not sure why I always draw this guy actually. I call it my OC, but I don't even know if I want to have one. I just draw him. I just use him as my as my to go to thing. Like I just use him when I want to draw a character. Maybe it's a comfort zone because I'm kind of used to it, or I just feel comfortable drawing him, and that's why I draw him so often, or animate him so often, instead of like trying out new designs. I should probably, I don't know, start designing myself, or at least, you know, take character designs that maybe even like exist already, and maybe make fan animations or something, and see how well I can work with those designs, like by myself, without, getting corrections or help or anything like that. TikTok ruined my life. Yeah, goddamn. I got the app on my phone, but goddamn it, man, I don't really want to browse it. As soon as I like open it up, man, they show anything inside my fucking tweet, into my feed. Just a random girl or something that has nothing better to do than showing off, her set of boobs basically, or something like that, or maybe you just get some young girls, man, that are probably underage dancing in front of the camera, shaking their ass, and I'm like, this is so cursed. This cannot be good, right? This is so fucked up, actually, when you think about who knows who's gonna watching this video. Imagine this would be your daughter or something, and I'm like, dude, I'd be lost, man. I wouldn't know what to do with my daughter anymore, like if she would do something like that. And that's why I tell you guys, I really don't want to have kids. I don't want to get. I don't want to get it get a kid into this world. Man, I'm saying that, but maybe in a year or something, everything changes and my mind's differently about it. But I think the reason why I think that might be just like the fear of how things could turn out in the future, and how you know what kind of problems would occur, and I, c- I can never answer this question, right? Because nobody of us can look into the future. But yeah, when you think about a baby, it's probably these thoughts that come to your mind where you're like trying to figure out if it's a good decision or not. But yeah, other people just say, man, if you want to live life, then you just gotta do it. You shouldn't think about it, right? And then just try to get the experience and do whatever you can do as good you can. Well, good thing is we were all babies at some point, right? It's at least something we can relate to. And actually, that we are able to sit at our computer at this time, and then just watching a random guy drawing pictures must mean that the life isn't that bad, I guess. But yeah. Well, I'm 29 now, so that's why I'm probably allowed to think about stuff like that, right? I'm old. It's just that many of my cousins and people I know start to, get married and get children and all that kind of stuff. So obviously, these things come to my mind at some point, or at least I would like get confronted with it. There's nothing I can do about it. Ugh, natural things. Can you play the animation you made? If you want to see the animation that I'm drawing over right now, I forgot to mention, you can actually see it on my Twitter. You just go to my media tab. There's a rough animation for it, and then you can see what the animation might be looking like later on. So yeah. Also, I appreciate all the very positive comments. Thank you very much. One more question. I'm trying to get into animation now, Clip Studio Pro right now, and I want to upgrade to X, but my parents suggest me to try out something different. What can I do? Yeah, well, your parents probably gonna tell you, gonna tell you to try everything else, basically, because that's what my parents do tell me too. Because it's just so insecure. Like you don't know if you can, actually make money with that stuff. And yeah, it's kind of a little bit up to you to convince them. So the question is, how do you do that, right? So basically, what I've done is I just found myself a job, paid my parents' rent. I told them, hey man, I'm just gonna learn this on my own. I'm gonna try this, and if nothing works out, I can still, do an education or learn some kind of job, become an apprentice or something, or maybe go studying. The thing is just with animation is that you're pretty much on your own here in this field. Like you will barely meet anyone in Germany, at least when, in case you are actually from Germany. I mean, you seem to be. You will probably actually barely meet anyone in real life that actually will try to approach this kind of path. So you gotta find ways to research online and do the work on your own if you want to get become successful with it. But of course, at some point when you feel like you made quite some progress, you will also kind of get an idea of what you actually have to do to get to where you want to go. It comes in the process of like doing it and practicing it because you will end up on like walls in front of walls where you feel like very frustrated and you're like, hey man, I can't figure this out. How does this guy do that? And then when you start, then you will probably start to research so deeply and you will get so invested into it. And when you kind of get obsessed with the subject, then you're probably in a good way. Just be a little bit careful that you don't annoy too many people with what you do, because of course everyone loves to talk about themselves. But yeah, um, at some point they might just ask you about what you actually do, and you will find the right and the most easy words to explain what you do, and they will probably be surprised. And if they see the passion you put in and all the time that you invest into it, and I tell you, man, you will see a drastic change after probably 1 or 2 years if you like really get the hang of it and really soak up anything you can get. and really put in the grinding hours every day. And that's also when you, and I mean that way you're probably gonna convince anyone, man. P- Parents really see that, and you really tell them, hey man, this is what I want to do. This is, I feel like this is the thing, right? This is, I believe this could make me happy. And then I don't know if this is not convincing to your parents. I don't know what is, because all they want for you is happiness after all, right? But the reason why your parents suggest you other things or like tell you to try other things is mostly because they want to have you want you to have a plan B. So whenever anything happen, you can just fall back onto plan B, onto the job you've learned before. And yeah, I mean, I did like I have become an industrial mechanic myself. Uh, of course, I wasn't the best guy who learned that stuff. I wasn't. I don't think I was really good. I was also like very. I wasn't really so interested in what we did there or what I did there. I think I've forgot most of it already by now. But I still did the thing because what other option do I have, man? Time passes by. I should earn money and I should like find experiences in life in any way. And I think in anything you learn, in any job you learn, you will gain something out of it that's probably be also very beneficial for anything else you do in life or like or any other job, right? Whether it's getting along with other people or just finding ideas and solutions for problems. um, there might be similarities in some ways that help you to also build the right work ethic. So yeah, I've become an industrial mechanic, then I learned 3D on all of these things that I learned and all the jobs that I've tried. It wasn't really that thing that I wanted to do. But yeah, I've invested all my free time then into learning the thing I wanted to do. At some point, I just told my parents, "Hey, mom and dad, I actually earn money with this." And they were like, "Okay, how much is it?" Well, it wasn't much at first, but eventually, at some point, they realized, "Hey, man, this actually sounds like a big thing." And yeah, now they think that I'm happy probably because I work on, let's say, these big things. And yeah, I was like, yeah, happy about it. They're happy about it, and I get along with them. I mean, I'm 29, man. I gotta be on my own at some point, and yeah, eventually I just ended up here. I could say, with just investing countless hours just drawing and researching. Enjoying enjoying doing it, pretty much. The thing is with an obsession is that um wherever you go, man, it will stay on your mind. Like you will probably always think about animation at some point somewhere. So you probably also be will be like trying to realize things while you're somewhere else. And the thing is also when you like invested so much time into your obsession, into your like the thing that you want to learn, your brain, will still start to progress the information you took in while you, actively tried the thing you wanted to learn. And you will find, these problems, and your brain is maybe just randomly popping out solutions at some point. Might even have some horrible moments when you're like sitting on the table and you're eating food with your family. At least that happened to me already at some point. I was like, oh, so that's how you did that. That makes so much sense. But yeah, you're always like a foot into obsession, into being a little bit freaky about animation, or like a little bit much into it. If you really want to make it your job, and you say that's the thing you want to learn. Some people might gonna call you an otaku, my guy. Hope you're prepared for that. Otaku, weep, whatever, right? Uh, I don't even have much idea about these terminologies. Really, it becomes very complicated. Thinking about how I want to draw these frames pretty much, how many details I want to add. I live in, earn enough money only from animation, DJ Sango. I can live from it. Like, I'm not earning like, I'm not rich or anything, but it's enough so I can, just sit at home all day and draw, or like maybe even do other stuff next to it, maybe play video games, just do my thing. Hello, everyone who joined. Did you take any courses in animation? Like the only course I might have, I would say, is a course or like kind of like lessons where I learned something for animation. I'd say it was at the 3D school because we also had animation in there. But it just had a different approach on going over the basics. But and I- maybe it's just I became very aware about the fundamental at that point because we actually went in depth with those fundamentals. And before that, I was more like intuitively using it, or like knew some of the stuff on the like different kind of terminologies, right? Or like in a different way. Um, but maybe there I came to the realization what it means to be like more professional in animation, and how people like are basically mastering and applying all the principles, for example, so well. Not sure if it was more like an eye opener than it was like an actual course where I say I learned the subject. Right? But the whole experience, the 3D school, I basically lost all my money on that shit. Uh, because I saw like I'm gonna take the risk and I'm gonna maybe become a professional 3D animator. Well, that didn't work out so well, I guess, because I was crap. It wasn't even the school's fault. The school itself was actually super good, and I think many people there actually also started to land jobs afterwards. But yeah, I gotta say these people definitely invested time into like learning about the stuff also at home, and really, tried their best. So for 2D animation, yeah, maybe I just learned about the mindset when I learned 3D animation at that private school. I definitely enjoyed very good times there. I feel like it's a little bit different for everyone when your consciousness actually actively kicks in more directly. Like when your brain actually starts to, you know, grow out in the most way. I mean, the human brain kind of finishes developing around the age of 25 is what they say, right? And I feel like until this point, there's just so many things or like so many stuff that you learn that you you might find realizations in things where you wouldn't expect it. Okay, gonna try to detail this. So yeah, we're gonna draw cubes. You guys like cubes? Yeah, you guys like cubes, right? That's why you come on the stream. So yeah, what I'm trying to do now, I'm gonna try to draw like a little terrain that's like getting lightened up by the light source. You know, like Yutaka Nakamura would animate probably. And yeah, gonna try to make it kind of a little bit interesting and also try to add some depth to it. Hmm. What is he flying over though? Maybe instead of this random terrain, it could be, I don't know, it could be a city, it could be a town, it could be it could be random stones. It could be maybe some kind of ice or maybe even snow, like some snowy area or something that's getting lightened up. Um, well, yeah, I think I'm just gonna go with the cubes, with the blocky area, and then maybe. So what I could do, I could also just draw like random ground shapes. I think that's so boring. I think the cubes is really the most interesting fun idea here. Would take the most time as well, I think. Aside from drawing actual BGs like cities or houses, probably take even longer. And it's just gonna pop up for one frame of like it's gonna pass by very fast. I don't know if animation was always complicated or if it was easier or harder at some point. Think at the moment now, maybe it's not. I'm not the right person to say that. But I feel like nowadays it might be even easier to even find a job in the animation industry. You don't even need to draw super strong action Sakuga, but you should have some drawing speed and some drawing foundation. I think many animations also in anime they are not even that complicated. So mouth like these mouth talk cycles or something, or maybe whatever. Right? Like it's so many things. You can probably just simplify, right? And you can also abuse it in between them. Don't even have to draw so many Gengar frames. But god damn it, I tell you, just drawing a few close up of a face or something is already pain in the ass. You will feel these two picked images that you might have to clean up for your Gengar then, even if it's not moving that much. I'm not even sure how long I'm gonna stream actually. So maybe it's just gonna be 2 hours or something. So basically maybe 1 more hour. Just trying to get into groove of drawing right now, basically. That's why I was like, hey, since it's nothing for work or anything like that, then I might just share it with you guys. Thinking how I can just uh, this way. You also know that I'm just drawing this for fun, so I might just stop drawing when I want to, or maybe add more when I feel like it. Like it's just, there's no guarantee on how all this thing is gonna turn out. I'm just gonna draw on it until I don't want it anymore. Basically, that's it. Okay. Okay. Fuck this. I keep it like that now. What I'm looking for now is basically not even like buildings, but more like shapes, pretty much. The cooler and the stronger the shapes, and the more clear the image gonna be, and the more interesting it's gonna look like. Hey Yen, I just started animating full body animations. I started with stick figures and I wanted to know how to improve my effects. Some people told me to use references. Oh yeah, references is what you want to use if you want to draw cool effects, right? Like, first of all, you gotta understand how like the effect itself behaves. Then it would be good even to understand why it does that, because it gives your brain a little bit more logic. And then it might also help to look up other great effects animators that give you a good idea about how they simplify it and what shapes or like what lines they use to describe this effect you're looking for, and it makes it very clear and easy to realize for the audience. Right? So yeah, that's what you want to do, right? For FX animation in particular, you definitely everyone should check out Yo Yoshinari. Like you go from him, man. As soon you like understood how some of his shapes a little bit work, you will see like already a significant improvement inside your effects. But of course, there are many other great effects animators as well, right? So if you like, I think isn't it Hashimoto or something? No, Shinji Hashimoto. Was he good at it? Did you animate many effects? I don't know, but he's very good at motion. No, what's this other guy called? Takahashi Hashimoto? No, Takahashi. Is his name Takahashi? There's one effects animator. I think his name is called Takahashi. So many Takahashis actually. There's Shinya Takahashi, Hideki Takahashi. Wow, so many Takahashis in this industry. But which is the one I'm referring to? Let's see. Well, all of the Takahashis are pretty good animators though. So it doesn't matter what you click on, you probably can't go wrong. Oh, that's actually very good fold animation. It's very clean. This guy has some very cool drawing shapes for the cactus. It's great to look at. Yeah, animators that are very good at simplifying effects are also Shingo Yamashita and Norio Matsumoto. They're like super simple, partly. Like there's just silhouettes sometimes, there's not even shading on them. So yeah, definitely look into those. Toshiyuki Inoue draws anything super good, so you can ask. This guy is definitely a must to look up. Yeah, probably animators like them, study them, look them up, see how they approach it, and understand how much work actually is in effects animation, depending on how detailed you want to do it, of course. There's so much crazy effects animators out there. Wild. There's so many approaches too. Takes a while to get used to shapes. And also, if you find some Twitter artists who draw like love to draw effects, I recommend following them. This is one Korean guy who always draws a lot of effects, and he's also like he's thinking about how to design them and then also how to animate them. I can send you his name. Uh, Very good effects animator. He does very cool explosions. But looking up on Twitter here. And yes, once again, answering the question one more time. Yes, I'm German. Also, thank you for the belated happy birthday. I appreciate it. Yeah, Takashi Hashimoto. Oh, I think that's the guy. Thank you, Dan. Yeah, sorry, my microphone. I think it broke. I think my microphone is broken, so that's why it fades sometimes. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay, guys, think I'm gonna take a little break in just a second so I can give my cat some food. I'll be back in a second. Oh, Tofu, you wanna play, huh? You wanna play with me? Yes, I love you too. All right, let's continue drawing for probably 30 more minutes to max 1 hour. Let's see. Oh shit! Actually drew the wrong color here. Not that bad. Sorry, I kind of zoned out a little bit. Say the doodle, it's a masterpiece. Thank you very much. Watch DIY. It's OTY. Uh, all good. Oh, there are some questions I actually missed. God damn it. Questions. Question from Kitty Toe. I know time isn't much of a virtue to anyone with this level of passion, but I was wondering how long did it take to build from the ground up in terms of learning everything you know now? Hmm. I mean, I've started quite early with drawing, like, moving stick figures and pivot stick figure animator, like at 14 years old. It's not even that early. I know some that actually started with 9 or something. But yeah, then the journey was basically me fucking around with the program, then collaborating with other people, and then also trying to practice and bringing my stuff to Vision. I never like truly like I had thoughts about how cool this would be as a job, but I never really was aware about it that it could be. And yeah, then at some point when I realized, hey, let's make this my job, I kind of started to really learn how to draw properly and, like get into anatomy and proportions on, just drawing lines correctly, basically. And yeah, that was around 6 years ago, I think. In 2016 is where it kind of started to begin. When I started out, trying to learn more about Sakuga and actually getting familiar with the term and like some of the animators and stuff behind it, right? Or like some of the people that are very good, right? I would like always watch like these Sakuga mats, get myself pumped about, how good they are and how much I want to learn this. Yeah, and then I kind of, whenever I wanted to start animating, I would just put on the Sakuga mat in the background and I would just go for it. And I would be like, yeah, man, you inspire me to do this now. Kind of like this Sakuga mat helps me to be inspired and, get ideas. And sometimes when you just, your your view basically s- shifts to the Sakuga mat that's kind of playing on your second monitor or like in the background. You're like, oh shit, that was actually very cool. That's interesting how you did that. And then you're like, hey, maybe I want to try that. And yeah, kind of this is also how I like kind of learned. Always watching these Sakuga mats and on through it and see how many different how people like differently approach it, or like how different people differently approach it and sing. I just drew some random lines here, and I just hope it's gonna turn up. There's so much still I have to draw, though. Yeah, on this animation that I'm working on right now, basically, I also changed like some of the timing, so I extended some scenes so that it will be more followable, so you can follow them much better later on in Gengar, and will be a little bit less flashy, more, or at least I hope that's the case. I mean, it's a flash animation, also not sure how much can be less flashy. Yes, I'm still German. Man, I'm getting asked so often if I'm German today. Or maybe I just read it twice. Well, many Japanese animators are like many people who work for Japanese industry don't really talk Japanese. Nowadays, some studios even have some translators with them, so it makes the meeting and the communication a little bit easier. And many animators all like PAs also like to use DeepL for communication, and most of the time it works out pretty fine. Like it's not the perfect, but it kind of works. So pretty good. Animators to study background animation. Type in to Sakugaburu background animation. And I don't know, maybe you put auto score onto it so you get all the very good background animations. And then you click through and see what you like. I post a link in the chat. Megumi Ishitani's storyboards are incredible. Yes. What I thought when I got them. Thank you very much for giving me this masterpiece of a storyboard. I love you. That's what I thought. So basically, she did just a phenomenal job. Like it was just absolutely brilliant. You bought it, and amazing actually. Great director for sure. But fuck. But her and Masami Mori like super great duo, man. When they work on something together, it always turns out magically great. So that's cool. I'm glad it actually does work out so well for them. Man, they must be drawing so much. They're working so much. Like Masami Mori is just insane how much she puts out. Also, all your remains, all that quality. Right, guys. I think yeah, I haven't done too much. I'm sorry. I'm gonna show you guys the cleaned up frames for today, and then we're gonna stop streaming. We got like exactly 2 hours, and yeah, hopefully some of the stuff that I've talked about is kind of helpful or maybe useful to you guys. Um, ja, that's pretty much about it. Und ja, ich kann auch Deutsch sprechen, das ist kein Problem. Maybe most of you guys didn't get that. Basically taught them. I just talked in German, basically. So yeah, it's not completely done yet. So basically, this guy, he's getting engulfed into the smoke, like that, and then he flies off. And the frames I've drawn for that are looking like this. And then he goes off and is like turning in some kind of fireball. He's passing by these buildings. And all I'm doing is basically adding shapes and trying to draw blocks. I might just gonna fix this part over here. There's so much more to draw for the background animation. This is gonna be a handful to do. For the lighting effect, I'm also not sure yet if I just want to add some flat color on it. I mean, we can make a test, right? Let's take this frame. I think that looks pretty cool. What happens if I start to hold on a second. If I start to add some colors to it. Just gonna fill in some of the holes where I think it could be troublesome. As for the shading, should there be any shading? Because if he's yeah, I'm gonna have some shading, not much. I'm gonna use very simple shading. different color? Do I just use one color? Okay, I'm just gonna. What would this frame look like? And for the effects, bright yellow. Yeah, it's not still not far. It starts still far from done. Yeah, it's kind of the general idea. Some of the cuts are also like hold a little bit longer at times. For example, so, right after here, example over here, they gotta in between it a little bit more and some more frames. And yeah, over there were like the empty frames. I want to add like more frames. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna continue maybe working on this, but basically, what you've seen me doing on Steam, this is a stream is basically what will I be doing for hours on this animation. Just me drawing. First the black lines, the line art, then the shading, the blue lines, and then the red lines for the highlights. That's pretty much what I'm doing. Can you show some of the timeline? Basically, I just use two layers, A and B. The characters is on layer B, and I also I'm gonna draw some of the effects on it. I might use layer C and D for the effects in the background here. I know this is very rough and barely seeable. Um, yeah, I'm gonna. And there's also different colors for different effects, right? So kind of self-explanatory how I added like my how I make my decision here. That's actually a good. Anyways, guys, we're gonna stop streaming now. I thank you all for joining in today. I'm sorry it's not that much that we've done today. I mean, we are basically just drawing a few buildings, right, and fixing a few lines here and there. Yeah, once this thing is finished, you're probably gonna see it in social media, like always. Yeah, if there's anything you wanna know, you can also just maybe write to me on Twitter or Instagram or anything if there's any question. Mm. Yeah. If I can help you with anything, just let me know. Well, please don't be too penetrant and please also respect my time. That would be nice too, because you know, I'm gonna try to get back, of course, at anyone that seeks help. Yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Just gonna keep on drawing things and see where we will end up. Sorry for streaming so short. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you for joining. See you. We'll see us another time. I'm definitely gonna stream again. I just can't tell when it's gonna be exact.